Let's talk. How are you today? If you're in Ireland and if you're out, you'd want to be wearing a hat, a waterproof one preferably, and perhaps a raincoat or an umbrella because it's been raining all day. A kind of a heavy enough drizzle. It'd drown you. Um, I was at Mass this morning and good enough, a goodish crowd going. Father Mark Moan, the parish priest, said the Holy Mass, and it was very good. And that, get communion at the altar, get it on the tongue. And it's good to go. And there was a drizzle, and it's still lasting all day. So, and sometimes I do more talking than some of the others. But I was saying it was at Mass on Sunday in Kinnegad as I come back from the conference. I met my friend Damon, and when I was at the Mass and he came in, the church didn't open until about 25 to 12, which I was surprised because I would have thought it would have been open much earlier, even though apparently there's only one Mass at 12 o'clock. I think the priest says Mass in a couple of other churches. They don't have a regular parish priest. It's a shame, isn't it? No vocations. But there was a big crowd in the church in any event, and they come in just more or less at the as soon as the Mass starts. Quite a crowd and go to Holy Communion. And there was the priest giving Holy Communion, and then there was I think the person that assisted at Mass, a man was giving it on the other side. So I was on the side for getting the man, but I cut across to the other side and let the priest. I prefer to get it from a priest, Holy Communion, if possible. But we weren't kneeling at the altar rails, which is a pity. I to prefer that, but however. So we got the Mass, but there was a choir, I think, and I didn't recognise any of the hymns. Now I sing a few hymns before I do this Let's Talk business, and but I didn't recognise any of them. Now I sing hymns that I used to hear years ago, and that I think people like to hear because there's a lot of hymns that they're singing, and I don't know what, never heard of them, and you can't join in. I don't know what's wrong with them that they're at that racket. But this is nowadays. We used to have the same hymns for years. When churches was full and the Mass was celebrated in Latin, the universal language of the Catholic faith, with the priest facing the tabernacle, and there was the parish priest and usually two or three curates, and confessions was full on a Saturday, and that type of thing. But it's been watered down, and you don't hear a good strong sermon or whatever they call it now, homily or something, as if you're talking at home or something. Isn't that sort of good? You're having a homily at home. You want to hear something a bit stronger than that, don't you? To sort of have you gone out, having a little think about. But if you hear this sort of modern sort of way of going on, I don't think it does something for you, does it? Doesn't do anything for me, but then I'm long in the tooth, so I've experience and all the rest of it over the years. And have my views about I love the Latin Mass, but there's one in Navan, but the priest it says that he's good priest, but I never know what he's saying. Is from Wales or England or somewhere, and he doesn't speak slow enough and emphasise. His speech is something that I actually don't know what he's saying. Is the inflections? I think say be bright, be brief, and be gone. Say what you need to say without going on and around and all the rest of it. Now he gives us good strong sermon, but he speaks too fast for my. I think slow and sure is the best way. I try to do that myself so that people that follow me know what I'm talking about, that kind of thing, and they can be quite sure it'll be traditional. It won't be something like modern. I like to see the priest facing the tabernacle, even if he say mass in English and not turn his back on it. That doesn't seem right, does it? When you go into the church, don't you often kneel where the body, blood, soul, and divinity of our Saviour, of Jesus, is in the tabernacle, which will be in the centre of the church. Sometimes it's not there. In other churches, for some strange reason, they've lost the plot. It has to be in the centre. You go into the church, you want to know where the tabernacle is. It's not just going in to say prayers, perhaps during the day. If you're convenient to it and you have the time, if you're working, perhaps at your lodge, or if there's a church near you, you can pop in and say a few prayers and tell Jesus, here I am, popped in for a few minutes, see how you're doing, and pay you a bit of company. I was in the work there, and sometimes it is being a Catholic, you're a lone voice nearly. They're all yapping about all sorts of weirdo stuff. So you often have to close your ears or sort of, not so much close your ears, but let them in and be otherwise occupied and after trying to give witnesses as well. So as some of them might change their ways. Focus on the positive, or as much as you possibly can, get away from the negativity that's all around. I never look at the news, only on EWTN, then I'd have switch up the top and go on what I call negative. They want to hear a bit of positive stuff, don't you? When you're walking down the street, you meet somebody's giving bad news all the time, you tip her up to the other side. You don't want to meet that sort of an individual. So boy now, and I'll be just finishing off now with our Blessed Mother evening prayer. Diddly-doy-doy-doy.